Yeah. Thank you. Welcome. Probably a minute later, so. We're going to copy the agenda. Not sure why we here. Anybody here from Molly? No?
I didn't.
No. So first item to discuss and act on minutes of March 3rd. Any changes, modifications to the minutes on the March 3rd meeting? Second. All in favor? All right. I don't know, Billy, you maybe can help me out here, or maybe somebody on the commission. Do we need to have the first item be public comment?
Yeah, we really should.
You get to Jill then and sort of instruct her.
I will.
There's some boilerplate stuff. Is that the way it reads, public comment?
Yep, that is the way it reads.
Okay, so. Public comment is a refund. Hearing none. Discuss the act on community needs survey. New feedback that we may have received, action plan for the March 3rd meeting. I think we slightly missed our action plans for the March 3rd meeting, but do we have any new feedback? I didn't.
I left you a pile of things there on the desk because
That's
No, were these, did these get out before?
I don't know.
I don't think we did. Jill, I think, said she was gonna have them sent to us by yesterday, but
Yeah, she hasn't been back. She's only been back to work for a couple of hours, so she's okay.
I'm not sure that I would suggest that we take the time. I would make a motion that we discuss it in our next meeting. Unless you already feel there's something really burning that we want to talk about, Andy, or.
But we don't have a time constraint. We can take 3 or 4 minutes and cruise through.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, you want to do that, John?
Are we looking at the document I just got?
Yeah.
Community input?
Yeah, for March, April, yeah, that's all. Just
First, take 2 minutes. Yeah, do that. Okay. By the way, we're just reading some input that we just got today. So there's a little wall in the
I'll behave.
yeah, we'll put some duct tape in. Bring the duct tape and roll. For
I know someone might have something.
we're going to branch to
I can make some.
Would you like? Yeah. This is,
Yeah.
Are they,
I don't know what we have formally.
I'll wait until after somebody's finished reading them because I don't have an extra copy. I'm not exactly sure where the source document came from.
Andre, would you like a copy?
Of.
Some new feedback we got from the survey. Yeah, they have. Yeah, we'll get to that after.
The rest of the day discussing this.
Yeah, we just,
it's kind of like it.
yeah,
I mean, a lot of it is,
we've seen it before, so I
I think
yeah,
if somebody went through it.
yeah, there's a lot.
Divided it up like that, and there's a lot of other.
Essentially, you know, parking dollars that have service before.
Yeah.
can I ask a question? I think I believe it was 2 minutes and we covered it, but did everybody who responded to this get a response from us? Thank you.
They do.
Okay.
Jill assured us, it's in the. It may not be in the minutes, but I think it was all we were talking about, how we handle feedback in the community and had to do or.
Right, so just
It's
a.
in here, yeah. And Jill got back and said, yeah, I tell everybody, I see everybody, thank you for your input.
Can I ask where you disseminated this survey?
I am on the bulletin board.
I know
That's
what
it.
posters made as well.
Primarily,
I posted it on Instagram.
But I'd say primarily the bulletin board. Kind of bulletin board, we talked about some other venues, library, et cetera.
Is jaywalking only when you walk across the street, or is it when you walk in the middle of the lane?
We think about the same individual. But I think you're right, John, there is a lot here. So I think we go ahead and, what are we consider the, okay, all right.
Something like this, we prefer to have it. Get carefully, if there was anything in it that I want to get. Think about it. I'm getting it right now.
And the reality of it, I don't think we continue, having a special meeting, next meeting. I don't think violating open meeting law.
So that you don't see any action that here that says violate. Yes.
We've seen variations of this in other
Since you're the same themes.
Those are the excellent issues.
Okay. So, next meeting, or do you feel like we need to? Okay, well then what I would suggest is that everybody take, read this and then give me some feedback, and if you feel like you really want to talk about it in meeting sessions, small special meeting.
Condense this down to a short list of issues. That's what I'm guessing.
Can I just ask, I
Have a seat.
didn't know if I'm over here, but I didn't get a copy of that, did we?
We just got it today.
Oh,
We just got it.
okay, I was just checking. I didn't find it.
No, we just,
It's okay.
we just set you aside for preparation.
No worries.
Thank you, Juan. Get it now or not?
Thank you.
So the third, any anything else, relative to item number 2? So you did, Carolyn, do some posters, you got those out?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I don't think, however, the request we had to have a survey go out for the following 6 weeks after the March meeting will not happen unless somebody can tell me that.
That was really good.
Yeah, the answer to that's, that's a follow-up. Yeah. I probably put back on.
Why don't you put action for work for a question?
For 6 weeks.
Okay.
Maybe 6 weeks.
Yeah, I did see it. She did post it at the beginning of this week, I believe. I saw it recently, but
You got it posted. Yeah, right, yeah. Okay.
are you asking for it to be done for another 6 weeks? Is that what you're asking
Yeah,
for?
yeah. Each week.
So where can people access that if they're not comfortable? Is it on the town's website?
We're waiting for the town's website, according to Jill, there was gonna be that updated town website, and so.
Yeah, that will be, I think, towards the beginning of June or the second week in June is what we're looking at right now for that. For a launch date.
And perhaps.
Because the affordable housing people, they did for their housing survey, they put it right on the front page of the website, so everybody can get it, not just from more people. Certificates and.
Certainly do that, absolutely.
I think that was the intent. when they were doing it.
And I'll put it on the old website,
I mean,
So it'll be on the town website.
yes.
the current website still has the chief as the active.
I realize there are a lot of inadequacies, but it's about access for everybody, not just people on the phone.
I think we understand that. Really. Okay. Chief report on the budget. Just curious, sort of your take now that we're through the budget process and you know what your budget is, sort of reflections on how that went.
We're very pleased with the budget, you know, really expand. We're gonna have the capabilities to have 2 officers on the ship year round. It's
Thanks.
It's great, so we really appreciate the support there. And, moving forward. We'll probably CSOs, I think, we're in a great position. Some issue is the same. That's the issue resolved.
That's also on. Any other questions for Chief?
So in terms of the CSOs, I think one of the first things after you've spoken about the CSOs, you had said that perhaps some of the businesses would like to get involved, and you would share that some of the businesses were already involved in contributing to their salaries and such, and that's all covered now at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's been budgeted last year, we had donations from some of them because they were hiring private security. It's better to have it all this department instead of having private security out there potentially. Step them up, forcing them to do it.
It's all set and
Good
covered, so in terms of.
question, yes. So we have hired 8 new CSOs. So just started in May. So we're system of building more forward to the very.
Is there anything that we should do to, welcome them? Kind of talk about it with them, us four, but that's all.
Yeah, no, that would be part of our training. We'll do that. Thank you.
It's sort of funny science. Going back from the blood drive today, I go down last year. So a couple what I thought were CSO. Again, blue shirts on, they were matching shirts, it said crew. I thought to myself, wow, CSOs are here already. No, Jamie Deming, that's the interstate navigation crew. So I was thinking, that we might have a ring that are out here on the 21st.
Chief, when the security company does, set up out here for some of the parking, like the air response, do they check in with your department?
Not typically, I mean, security company that was here last year.
Are they
They're
sure?
not required to, they're not on, so it's not.
Do they have a radio with your frequency on it? No. They have to call. They call it. Well, the grocery store generally has one.
Oh, okay, parking lot.
And, right, parking.
Everybody else like that?
Well, the liquor store for hire,
Or Chamberlain's?
The regular, I understood. was considering
Parking reasons. No, Renee, just had a flashback. Thinking about this survey, I wonder if the Block Island Times would be willing to give us some advertising about the survey.
Well, let's not call it advertising, let's call it community notices, you don't have to pay. That's what I did for the house.
Community notice.
Yes.
Exact words are, I know I came out incorrect.
Yeah, no, and it did land come out incorrectly or improperly for me. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine, because I really feel like as we're taxpayers, the Block Island Bulletin Board is really a private group, and so it's not reaching everybody. And since we're the paper record, I feel like we should be able to say, hey, here's a survey. But if you're not on the bulletin board, you don't even know it exists. And, I think for taxpayers and voters, that's,
Couldn't agree with you more. And I think that was the reason
Not
for
enough.
Karen posting at various places, including the library, here's where you can go to
Right.
access the survey.
But I didn't actually end up seeing a poster, like on the VIG bulletin board, so. Anyway, I just think, I'm very, we have kind of a community notices page that's free, and I'm absolutely happy to put information on where people can access surveys.
Karen, do you want me to work with Renee on that?
Yeah, I have a poster. I mean, basically, it's just a copy of what we had laid out, or John laid out.
Right, but I'm also, I'm not in favor of just posting a link, because of all the people that are getting a paper copy in Florida or wherever they are. They can't, you can't click on a link and then it's paper unless you're reading it online. So if I can say like, go to the homepage of the town's website and blah, 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 you'll see it there. That's the ideal thing.
So,
And if you look this week, you'll see the notice we have for the housing survey, so, that's.
that'd be a prototype.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Great, thank you.
yeah, I may have overreacted to your edge. My apologies for that. Ollie,
I'm wondering,
sure you don't want to go up here and join the rest of us and show?
no, it's okay, I just got off the ferry, so I was late. I had a couple questions or issues that people had brought up to me over the last month or so. So one is about the parking, continually asking, like, if they have a private parking lot, right? What is the process that they should be following to get people not to park in their parking lot? Like, what would you, so you're saying it's I know I've asked you this, and you said it's private parking, right? So basically their problem, but like, we don't have a tow lot in the town, which would be great if we did. So they can't call a tow truck and have those cars towed out. Sort of what would be the process that you suggest they
That would
follow?
be, we don't have it. So
I mean,
kind of
would you
stuff
say
they
like,
have to post it. That's what the regulars, in the grocery store and stuff, is really at the higher security to prevent parking, accessing the beach.
right,
The signage alone isn't gonna do it.
right.
Yeah, because the signs aren't fine.
So like, are they infringing on anybody? Like, are they gonna get in trouble if they put stickers on windows or notices under windshield wipers?
I mean, they could put posts on it, like stickers, things like that, destroying property.
Right, so that's, I'm saying I've been asked, like, what's the threshold for where are they now in trouble with you? Right, so don't put a sticker on it.
No. Because someone parks a car on the property, you can't go and damage the property.
Okay.
The car, so.
But they can put a notice
Shows-
under,
Yeah, notice to say this is private property, and you're not a patron of ours, so it's own.
right, can they file a report with the police about trespassing or?
No, it's not.
Okay.
They're not trespassing, the car is.
Okay, well, that's, these are questions I've been asked,
Right,
yeah,
and then that's why I think you have, in those other locations, they're having someone there that's restricting the park there.
okay,
The lot's open and they're allowing the public to drive along their property and leave it, it's really their business that they have to handle.
right, okay. And then the other question was about signage on the island. And the consistency of signage. One person was asking about Weldon's Way, about how, like, as you go down Weldon's Way, like, towards like Eli's from Seacrest, right? You're heading in that direction, and as you get to the end, it says no parking anytime, no parking anytime. And yet there's always cars parked there, like in the evening, you can't, you're forced out across the yellow line to get around and you can't see people.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess the question was, is it really no parking? Are those town parkings? The question was, are those signs put up by the town that say no parking anytime, or have they been put up by the
That's a town road.
businesses
That's
or
town road that can be done by
town
this.
signs?
And,
Okay.
you know, I believe all of the no parking zones are set by ordinance. So it's not like
Right.
it's just throwing a sign up.
Okay, this person was asking me, which I was like, I don't know, but wanted me to ask, like, were those put up by the businesses there so that nobody will park in front of their bicycles and mopeds, or are they town, but they're town
Like
signs?
specifically where you're saying that is no parking.
Right.
There's no space for cars at night. There are cars that park out there. Restaurants and things like. I think something we can look at, there's limited parking down in that area. So we'll look at that.
Right,
So we slip back into number two, which is comment on the side, we have that problem with this, there's a lot of people going each parking on our private road. And the best we can do is print out flyers that say, private property, parking, we recorded your license plate. Play those kinds of things.
mhm,
Basically, I can't call up the chief and say, hey, who drove this car, even if we had a place to tow it, even if it was a town place to tow it. So that's about the best that we've been able to do. So I'm empathetic to the businesses who, sounds like the way they do it is they hire their own, rent a police person for a day.
So did you say Minister's Lot? So that's a totally private road?
Correct.
Because if it was a public road, like Mansion Road,
You did a story.
right, because they are impeding the
Yeah.
roadway.
Yeah, I mean, there's still, I no moped sign on Mansion, we have no moped sign, but it's a private.
Right.
That's not the best thing, I can tell you, just to, so I don't go to jail immediately, we stickers some cars, where they're on the beach. Yeah, you get a razor blade straight off.
You would have told that. Told
Well, we
that
need to
because we
know
don't
how.
have,
Right.
a mechanism to do it.
right,
Because our hands are tied too, no matter where it is, whether it's, the cars parked there, you only do so much if the operator's not there, in that situation, the cars are parked, there, it's nothing. No truck.
We slipped back into number two, is there anything else that anybody else would like to raise about the community needs survey? All right, so you did have a lead into item number 4, which was the status of the state police issue and full disclosure to public and the other commissioners on this board, I did send an email to Matt and Mary Ann and say, hey, it would be helpful for PAC as a group, whereas an entity, for us to send something to the state, to the state police, governor, or whatever, saying, hey, come on, we have state roads, we need to patrol. We're only out here 3 nights a week. You know, Memorial Day through sometime over. So, you know, we would, really tell them why, but through your roads, you are freezing. But I'm very happy to say, no, not at this time. So I guess my $64,000 question, both of you, since you're here, is, are we confident that issue will be resolution over in the time?
I'm sorry, I was looking at the light. Sounds like,
The question was, how confident are you in the issue that we have between the town and are they going to provide
they've already said they provide service. The state.
on their dime, not ours?
They haven't said that at this point, and I think all of you know where that is. That's what-
No, I don't know.
I think based on what you've seen was.
People were
I just know what I see on the news.
here, things negotiated. Okay, all I needed to know. Okay, discuss and act on how PAC, how we handle input from the public. Having an understanding that when feedback came in, regardless of who or from where, there'd be an acknowledgement and thank you of the person who sent that in. The issue I think that we had in this particular correspondence was perception that perhaps it needed to be responded to, like we sort of set the record straight as to what our authority and responsibility was, you know, versus the town council, Mary Ann, and the chief had for their responsibility. So that's what this was about. So just like this information we got in this afternoon, that really provided, which is community input March and April. As far as I know, what we did agree to is that these would always be anonymous. But obviously they come in from an email address of the person, and that we would have our administrator, Jill, respond, and then email say, thank you very much for your input. The issue will be planning commission. That was that's my understanding of the process. So if I'm incorrect or I missed anything, let's talk about it. That's why it's on me. Right, which any differently.
I don't, I think, you know, none of us can speak for the commission, so we have to vote to get together, and one person has an issue. You know, unless it's, you know, an emergency, I don't see. Needing to get it right.
I think that it should just be emphasized in responding to anybody, and especially somebody who's kind of, you know, has more emotion involved, that they're welcome to attend the meeting. You know. So it would seem as though that would be the best way of him, you know, inviting them to join us and providing that schedule and every. I think all of those individuals, and thank you for your input, should also, it should be accompanied by a meeting.
Yeah, that we get is. I think the word.
What that one, the one that I'm thinking of, which was more questioning what our role was and so how we, you know.
It was sort of,
It's
oh,
not
there,
proper now.
her thing is up there.
Right, but either she deserves a response, yes, or correction, or just an explanation.
Right, well, so I'm gonna say in that particular instance, I think she really just had to be told, our next meeting is this date. But I will say that the misunderstanding came from the reporting in the newspaper. Because I'm gonna say that I wasn't at the last meeting, I couldn't listen to the last meeting. And when I read the newspaper article, the way I read it, I saw an open meetings violation. I was like, they took a vote on having a bus? Like, that's the way it read. And then I read it through again, and I was like, but did they take a vote? And it sounds as if, like, it sounded as if a vote was taken. And I had an issue with that. I was like, that wasn't an agenda item. It was nowhere on the agenda. I was like, that's crazy town. And like, I specifically was like, couldn't have been because there's no way that John Spear would have voted on. I specifically thought of you as like, you would not have done an open, you're so well versed in this, being on so many committees, there's no way you would have like voted on this. You know what I'm saying? Like so then I called Jill, I emailed Jill about it, and I was like, I'm afraid, did they really take a vote on this? And Jill was like, no, it's a complete misunderstanding. So I do think that Judy was sort of laboring under the same misinformation I was, because she read the article the way I read it, which was that a vote had been taken to support a bus, and it was a non-agenda item. But the whole point was moot because that is not what happened. So
Right,
it was
I
like,
guess we're just talking about like in the future, how do we address some of these issues that may come up
right,
that
I
aren't
think you
easily
just say that
answered
come to
without,
our next meeting. It's not,
right, I mean,
which is how I felt like that should be held. I did call her and say, I think you're under the same misunderstanding that I am, and it's because the reporting was unclear, but there were no meeting, I got no meeting minutes until a couple days ago, so I had nothing to clarify for me until I contacted the clerk. So, right, right.
Yeah.
Everything you hear at the diner or reading the paper, see on the board.
Right.
Or on Facebook.
Well, and I also want to clarify to Renee, I'm not throwing the newspaper under the bus, I'm just
No,
saying
it was a
that,
direct quote, that you guys were like, oh, so that's four that are, you know, $4. I didn't say it was vote.
so it
But you guys can
it
say it.
read as a
You
vote,
raised
but
your
it
hand.
wasn't. Right, that's what Jill said to me, she goes, it reads as a vote, but it wasn't a vote, it
Yeah, I
was,
was sharing that meeting, so I was here,
right,
The whole topic came up rather formally as part of, I think, with respect to Rhode Island. Or respect, Block Island or whatever. Yeah, and I think it was Andre who raised the issue to us about, us or the, whatever.
The concept.
Yeah, basically, I think we, you know, informally, it's a supportive, wasn't it?
Right.
I mean, well, I felt like I was partaking in a casual conversation with an audience member.
I'm just saying I understand why Judy was upset, and then I also understand how I misinterpreted the whole thing by reading that article. I had a different concern than her. I thought we had an open meetings violation by taking a vote on a non-agenda item. As when I contacted the clerk, that was not what it was. So.
And we have to be, we have to be a little more, some of us are new at this, or haven't been at it for a long time, so we do have to remember that even a casual conversation at a public meeting.
Right. Well, my basic feeling is that if somebody's a better, yeah, I think are we sort of clear, and I think, John, you had the operative word, if something that comes up that's really, needs to get to the chief, get to the chief, it won't stay in our inbox. Items that we really think need to have the immediate concern, we can always call a special meeting. If anybody has a question, special meeting.
Guys, and about the response to anybody sending us anything, that it include
I mean, so that include the next meeting.
yeah, an invitation to attend. That is my some.
Yeah, I think you're like most anybody that's talked to me, I've always said you're welcome to come to our next meeting today. Okay. So that will do number 5. Number 6, I put that in there because I thought, well, from time to time, maybe we get some kind of correspondence with feedback, really unrelated to the community survey. Obviously, all these that we received this afternoon, came in as a result of the survey. You guys get a copy yesterday?
Survey?
No, these are these.
The responses.
Responses.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
I didn't hear you, John, I'm sorry.
Feedback on correspondence, public input.
It depends on the preference. You should have public input. I mean, public input is something that's required by the rules and the boards, committees, and commission rules. Correspondence is something that you put on when you have correspondence to receive. Can be there or not be there, depending on the need.
6 and 2 together, John. Well, we'll have
The housing board does, yes.
We'll have it right after public comment, right after we discuss the minutes of the previous meeting, will be very exciting. Is that acceptable?
Wherever you'd like it.
Oh, so that's why they're waiting for it. Being ready. And, you may have seen, Renee, it should happen, I hope that Valerie has gotten to you already, and it's going to be a little bit under around the block about this event on May 21st. Chief, breakfast with the chief. Because that was my understanding.
Yes, I did, yeah.
Yeah. John Lehman, as you may recall, we were advised to keep an arm's distance and length away from this event with the chief. So we were able to get the Block Island Maritime Institute and the Block Island Residents Association to really put on this event, this breakfast with the chief. May 21st, 8:30, 10:30 at Jimmy. Nice part of that, we did start off with the chamber. The chamber does sit with 50 tickets for the event. To help anyone, the library has 50. This week, which they 10 tickets I will give those for over. Everybody's going to put it on. Alicia is going to provide some stuff from Backbug. It's going to be pancakes, eggs, sausage. I tried to get him to do bacon, he said bacon is too much of a mess. So I'm going to have to settle for sausages. But it should be fun, and I'd be happy if we get ourselves into a number around 100. If I myself and my fellow commissioners sell their tickets, we know at least there will be 50 people That would be good, I would guess in summer.
I have my ticket, not after regular, 3 person.
Only three, I want to feel it four.
So I can handle this.
Okay, I use all seven. Thank you, Mark. So there'll be more, the other place that has those tickets, I believe, is the, Island Bookstore.
I don't mind the change.
The library has them as
And
well.
The library's got them,
Yes.
and I think the craft club is gonna have them. It's a little bit of a catch-22, obviously, we have very well attended, those seem to be, between the chamber and the library, those seem to be two really. Have tickets and then you said all do. I didn't think for two other people, or doing it, two words for you guys. Yeah. So that's it. Any questions about that? John Lehman is sort of the lead person on the mini board. He's been also working with, George Davis. Is probably going to moderate that event. And again, the bio organization, Joe Moya, they contributed some money as an organization to that. So any of the excess proceeds that we have, and I'm assuming there will be, all of her help and her time. That's the organization they're pushing through. We're going to go to the rescue.
And the price of tickets is?
And initially, as we were talking about, I was saying, we're charging nothing. And Kimber said, you don't want to do that, because you will have absolutely everybody and their brother show up. So put some dollar over. So I think that's, what's it? Byron made a nice contribution to anybody. So, Amy, Ira, Kimberly. So, any questions? And reality things. What? But I think I'm going to ask you to do. Yeah. That's it. Unless there are other items. There's nothing else on the agenda, so we're going to talk about that. I'm not going to have to public comment at some time.
It's not in your
Okay, I think
So
the next
we're-
meeting is going to be a challenging one. It's going to be prime time for you. I believe your next meeting is July. July 21st. I will not. Yeah. If you have anything you'd like to see on the agenda for that July meeting, send it to Joe. Carol, you think you'll be around for that? I know that we tried that for you. Okay.
I believe they're still at 4. I don't know different time, at a time.
Molly, you
change.
think you'd be around for the July meeting? Don't need a hard. Maybe. Yeah. I think probably so. I think that we need to continue to think about, as we go forward, we need to think about what our role should be and how we can assist in that role. I would say that I still like the opportunity to take a ride. Prime time this summer. They brought up that 3 or 4 meetings ago. We talked about that. I'm really happy to do that. I'm happy to do that. I think I can remember those Monty Python skits. I think I can handle that.
I would like to think we talked at one of our first meetings about like a mission statement or like, and the idea that we would, I mean, I think we need that eventually, and I realize that it's hard to kind of put that together just yet, maybe, or at least, initially, but I think as we move forward, we need that, and I also think we need a lot of input from the chief in terms of, some input in terms of where we can be helpful as we move forward, because you're doing such a great job, that I think we, initially, with the experiences of the past, there were, at least in my mind, situations where we could have, helped out, but I think that your administration is doing a great job, which is why I'm excited about training this commission. But also, I think we need more input as to where we can help.
When is
After this survey.
when is there 1 year anniversary?
When it's ours.
Yeah.
What is it?
I think we started first meeting in
Is it
October.
September or?
Well, if October, next is November, because I was just told that before.
Oh, the
So I think
18th of
Second week in November, first and second week in November. Maybe our anniversary.
Maybe by then we can have something, we'll get through a summer, all working together as a team.
Well, I think I remember we talked about that, because I recall that discussion on the mission statement, and John was together, why don't we work together for a while, see.
Yeah, massage and see if it goes.
Yeah.
There you go, right.
So we start self-permitting that, right? We won't. Are we allowed to have jokes with the open meeting laws or not?
Not a good.
Are we allowed to have joke type statements with the open meeting laws or
I'm
not?
not the open meetings police, I'm just gonna say that when I read in the paper something that looks like a vote
Yeah.
being taken on a non-agenda item, it raises flags.
No.
And I don't think you need to hang me out to dry as like the open meetings
No,
police.
joke.
Thanks, so.
No, in this term, I was talking about jokes in general. You know, what I said to you, I had nothing to do with that meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second? All in favor? Adjourned.
All right.
That hard work.
Thank you.
Bye, John.
Jim, I guess this is why I wanted to contact you, but I'm so from my.
That's what I'm going. 401. 862.